why do people have to be so just dumb? Like, why do people really want this movie to fail? Like, I just don't get people. I mean, Marvel has never really given us a terrible movie, ever, to be honest. They've never really done it. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, just the universe. And people want this movie to be like a failure because of a female lead or Brie Larson. Well, guess what, guys and women and anyone out there who hates this movie just because it's a female? It is what it is. Captain Marvel. This is the 21st Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. That is insane. I remember watching Iron Man 1 in theaters, and so now I'm here to talk about the 21st Marvel movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and this is an origin story about Carol, who is also Captain Marvel, and she is played by Brie Larson, who is the Academy Award winner of Room. I like Brie Larson. She's always a good actress, even in Kong, even though I hated Kong. She was fine in that role. She's always one of those people I just like, that's a good actress, and I like her a lot. And so the basic movie is set in the 1990s, 1995 to be exact, and Captain Marvel is on her own planet. She's living her own life. She's got these powers inside of her. It comes like shoots fire beams out of her hand pretty much. And so she's on a mission and gets accidentally sent to Earth on a something I won't spoil. She ends up on Earth basically where she meets Nick Fury with both of his eyes, and so they team up together to defeat these things called Skrulls, which can shift into people and their human form, whatever, and they gotta stop them before they get to the certain item, which it's a big story and a lot of spoilers that I can't talk about because Marvel movies are such a hard review because these movies, you can't talk about anything because of the spoilers. And so, what am I going to talk about this movie? The second thing is, I have heard a few reviews about this movie going in. I hate doing that. And so, I watched this movie with my own eyes, my own opinion. I was like, alright, so let's just get everything in my head. Let's watch this movie. Me personally, it's a good movie, but it's nothing like, it's no Black Panther. I mean, I feel like this movie was a cliche Marvel movie. That's just my honest opinion. It had its villain, it had its twists and turns that are pretty much predictable, and it had its superhero and its action moments, and it just followed the Marvel formula in an origin story way, and that's how it was. It was a fine movie, it was a good movie, but it definitely felt like just a setup piece for Endgame, which we get next freaking month. That's hard to believe that we get another Marvel movie next month. So let's talk about the positives. First things first, the acting all around, I really enjoyed. I don't understand the hate Brie Larson's getting. She's freaking great, in my opinion. I loved her. I loved her smart-ass comment. She was a sarcastic girl, and I loved everything about her. I thought she was super pretty, and I love that the movie doesn't focus on how pretty she is, because Brie Larson is a very, very pretty girl, and the movie doesn't focus on that. It focuses on her as a character, and her story, and her origin, and all that stuff. I really liked that about this movie. But Brie Larson, I thought she was great as Captain Marvel. I can't wait to see her character move on, her future in the Marvel Universe. I can't wait to see that. Like, I think she's a powerful person. I think Thanos is in trouble, if you ask me. So, I liked her a lot in this movie. I loved her her relationship with Samuel Jackson in the movie. Their relationship in this movie was freaking outstanding. And the CGI of Samuel Jackson, oh my god, dude, it's insane how, I'm like, wow, like, you can't tell their CGI on him. You cannot tell. But their bromance, their little relationship, the whole movie was great. I loved it. They had great chemistry back and forth. The cat, Goose, steals the whole show. I'm not gonna spoil anything about this cat. All I gotta say is Goose is freaking amazing. The Goose, I love Goose. Cat is great. I love cats, and Goose was great. I love Goose. Ben Mendelsohn plays one of the Skrulls in this movie, and he was fantastic. He is so good. And his character has great motivation behind it and a great story. And I loved him. I thought he was fan-freaking-tastic in this movie. I loved him. I loved the friend. The relationship between Brie Larson and her friend that she met before she went up into space. They didn't build on it. Didn't have the really good relationship like at first. But you kind of got used to it, but I did like her friend, I liked her backstory. The story itself, I enjoyed. Again, it was predictable. I did predict certain twists. I was like, okay, so this character is going to end up being this in this movie, and it's exactly what I said happened, and it happened. Jude Law was good at, I liked him in the movie. I liked how he was training her in the very beginning of the movie. The movie has fun action scenes, But then again, the movie's comedy as well, I feel it felt more real. Like, it didn't feel like Guardians here where it just felt like joke, 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 joke. It felt like a real life, like, jokes. If they were in there, they were in there. It felt like a real life joke. Like when you're talking, you add a little joke and that was funny. That's what this movie felt like. The jokes felt real and I really liked that. Again, all the acting all around was really good. The CGI was good. The action was fun. It's exciting. There's great little 90s references that I really enjoyed. And just the biggest issue is, what happened to the lore of this movie? There are things in this movie that have totally been like, but didn't that happen that? And there's something they do. It's something very important that you find out how this happened, and now it's stuck in Marvel lore from this movie, and you're like, that's how that happened? And you're like, are you effing kidding me? That is how that happened? When it happened, I looked over to my friend, I was like, no, are you kidding me? There's also other things that happen in this movie, you're like, but didn't that end up there and now it's there? And it's just, the movie messes with this lore, and I'm like, I'm very confused now, and I'm very just like, jumbled up. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. This was in this other movie, now this movie's like rewriting it. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So I'm very jumbled up by that. But again, there's one thing they do that I was like, are you? That's how that. It's still mind blowing. That's how they handled that. Also, there's a few dialogue moments. It was pretty bad dialogue. I'm not gonna lie. Certain characters saying it's like, oh, that was pretty cheesy. But overall, Captain Marvel, it was a fun, cliche Marvel movie with its predictability. It had its fun moments, it had its awesome moments, it had cool CGI, cool action. It definitely just felt like a setup piece for Endgame, I can't lie. It just felt like, we gotta get this movie out so everyone can be like, when we go see Endgame, we're like, okay, so this is what she is, and this is how she's important. So I'm gonna give Captain Marvel a B-. Again, that is pretty low if you ask me. I was a little disappointed just because, again, this movie has its issues, but it's still fun to watch. I mean, it's a Marvel movie. It has its cool special effects and funny moments and action scenes and just its cliche directing and stuff like that. Again, it was just a fine Marvel movie. We've seen better, but I do feel like with what we've gotten, like Black Panther is a 3 Oscars, just won 3 Oscars. I feel like Marvel needs to step up its game just a little bit more because we are at the standards now where superhero movies could be nominated for Best Picture. So every superhero movie they should make should be high quality. That's just my opinion. I just feel like that. And I know some of you are asking, what's the end credit scene? I'm not going to spoil it, obviously. I will say the first one you're going to want to see. The second one is important, but it's just like, okay, that's how that. But the first one, you are not going to want to miss that because it's pretty important if you ask me. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.